Hello everyone, welcome back to my classy and savvy channel. Today will be a fun episode. It'll be all about luxury shopping and savvy savings in the enchanting city of Paris. Before you whisk yourself away to the city of lies, let's talk strategy. First, create a wish list that has all your dream luxury items and pairs it with a budget. It's the ultimate power move. Use either Excel, a note-taking app, or just a piece of paper and start listing out your dream luxury items. Whether it's a designer handbag, shoes, sunglasses, belt, accessories, etc. Next, put a price tag next to each item to see how much money you need to set aside that works for your financial situation. Planning ahead isn't just about staying focused, it's your secret weapon against impulsive shopping and making mindful choices during your shopping spree. Trust me, Paris has more temptations than a chic candy store. Personally, I conducted full-scale research into the styles, materials, and colors of my coveted items before setting foot in the city. For example, do you want your bag in black, light neutral colors, or bright colors? What kind of leather do you want? Is it lambskin, caviar, goat skin, exotic? And in what size? Nano, small, medium, large? Narrowing down exactly what you're looking for helped tremendously, staying on track and being wise with your time. Efficiency is the name of the game, especially when Paris offers a plethora of activities to do more than just shop until you drop. After you put together your budget, start saving for your wish list well in advance. My trip was slated for September and I began stashing away funds for a whole year prior. Why that far in advance, you ask? Well, who knows the next time will be when I'll be back in Europe. Therefore, I want to make sure I'm taking full advantage of the currency exchange and the VAT refund while I'm still there. As such, make sure that you save for that budget well in advance. Now, the savings game is an art. One way I did to reach my budget goal is to set up an automatic deposit to a high interest savings account and let the power of compounding interest do the work. For example, a $500 monthly deposit with a 4.4% interest rate savings account will turn into $6,145 after 12 months. There are a lot of high interest savings accounts out there that you can choose from. I've been using Marcus by Goldman Sachs and they do offer a higher interest rate compared to a regular savings account. Their rates are pretty competitive compared to other high saving interest accounts out there. What I like is that they adjust their interest rates frequently to reflect the current market. The downside about Market is they only have online presence and it usually takes 3 business days to transfer money from their account to your bank account of choice. So it does require a little bit of planning in advance if you want to withdraw the money out from the savings account. However, I view that as a positive because since it takes a little bit more effort to withdraw the money out from the account, you will be more incentivized to leave it in there and just accumulate interest. And so I think it's a good tool to save money. As I mentioned earlier about being efficient with your time, let's talk about some of the best shopping destinations for luxury goods in Paris. The first place that I visited was the Galeries Lafayette Haussmann, mainly because it's practically neighbors with my Airbnb and I heard is the epitome of Parisian luxury. The building itself is a work of art with this stunning Art Nouveau glass dome that's been around since 1912. It's such a visual treat. Now, Galeries Lafayette is like heaven for fashion lovers, boasting over 3,500 brands from haute couture to renowned international labels. But the store is not just about shopping, it offers a complete experience. You can attend fashion shows, art exhibitions, and cultural events. And let me tell you, the rooftop terrace is my favorite. It offers a breathtaking panoramic view of Paris. What's neat about Galeries Lafayette Haussmann is that it's not just about the big names. They've got a solid lineup of mid-range contemporary brands like Rouge, Maj, Bash, and even a sprinkle of the curated clothing pieces. I tried to get my hands on their blazers and trench coats, but all they had on display were the trench coats. The material, you see 100% cotton outer and then the lining 100% silk. Usually is the inner layer, usually polyester. So this is actually made out of silk. Unfortunately, the smallest size I had was still a bit baggy for me. However, it was still a nice experience to get a chance to touch the material and try it on. And I could tell that curated clothing is made with high quality materials, great construction, and impeccable stitching. That gave me more confidence to shop online with them. And as a matter of fact, I just bought the blazer from their online website and I'm really excited about it. I swung by the Prada store to try on their oval sunglasses. Those look great on me. I wish I had them in brown since I've already got black and Taurus ones. Also, this Clio shoulder bag in white really caught my eye. It's on my wish list, but I'll save it for another time. Speaking of bags, one of the bags on my wish list for this trip is the Bottega Veneta Jodie in brown shade. When I told the sales associates what I was looking for, he showed me the bag in two sizes, the teen size in caramel and the mini size in beige. This caramel color is such a rich, gorgeous brown, and I immediately fell in love with this color. I was trying on the two sizes, and as you can see, I was struggling a little bit with the zipper on the mini size, and it looked a tad awkward on my shoulder. With the mini size, I find the best way to wear it is to carry it at the wrist or hold it in your arms as a clutch. The teen size, on the other hand, sits comfortably on my shoulders and I like its slouchy hobo structure. However, it's a bit overwhelming on my petite body frame. So long story short, I went with the mini. It just looks so chic and cute on my wrist. Also, the mini size is more versatile. I can wear it during the day or nighttime. Versus the teen, I feel like it's more casual, so you can only wear it during daytime. Unfortunately, they didn't have the mini in caramel at the Galeries Lafayette's location, but there was one in stock at the department store next door, Printemps. Now, they couldn't reserve the bag at Printemps because it's a hot item, but they offered to bring it here. All they needed was my phone number and they would text me when the bag arrives here. The essay told me the wait was about an hour. At the time, I still wanted to check out some other places at the mall, so I said I didn't mind the wait. An hour passed and still no text. I went downstairs and checked back with the essay, and turned out the bag I wanted from Printemps' location was already gone after I left. I was a bit upset hearing that for sure because a text would have been nice. But anyway, I'd rather not delve into that because I have other priority. So I asked the essay to look up his database and tell me where else I could find the mini size in caramel. So the essay directed me to the boutique store at Avenue Montage, which was about 15 to 20 minute train ride from the Galeries Lafayette. We took the train and the whole time I was praying that no one would beat me to it. So finally, we made it to the store. Interesting thing though, when we first tried to enter the store, the security guard initially said the store was closed and denied our entry. even though it was way before its closing time. So after refusing our entry, the guard then exchanged with the SA, who decided to let us in. Until this day, I still wasn't sure what was going on, whether it was because of us or them. Regardless, we made it inside the store, and the experience from there on was extremely pleasant. The SA told me they just renovated their flagship store on this Avenue Montage location, and it was recently reopened. As you can see, the interior was all new. Long story short, I finally get my hands on this mini Jodie and caramel, and I just want to show it real quick here, how beautiful it is. It's just so cute and chic. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me taking pictures with this bag, wearing it on my wrist like this. I definitely did not expect the effort it took just to possess this mini Jodie here. I mean, it's not even in a mess, and as you can see, I have to went through 3 stores just to find this one in this specific color. But it was really worth it. I really love this bag. The leather is very supple and buttery. I really love the woven here. The craftsmanship is really, really nice. In hindsight, maybe hitting up a massive department store like Galeries Lafayette for designer bags isn't the smartest move, because first of all, it's a tourist hotspot, and secondly, those designer stores don't pack much inventory due to space constraints. Combine that and you got this competition and scarcity of bags, especially the popular ones. So next time, I would just go straight to the flagship boutique stores for handbag shopping. So if you are restricted with transportation or prefer a one-stop shop and have all of your VAT refund forms consolidated in one place, department stores like Galeries Lafayette at Houseman or Printemps are great destinations to visit. However, if you have a popular bag in mind and you're limited on time, and you most likely will be because there are so many things to do and see in Paris, maybe skip the department stores and go straight to the flagship stores to save time. My 2 favorite neighborhoods to shop for designer brands. Number 1 is Rue de Faubourg Saint-Honoré. This is where you can find the flagship stores of Hermès and Chanel, amongst other big designer stores. Another popular neighborhood to shop is Champs-Élysées, especially the Avenue Montage within Champs-Élysées, known as the crème de la crème for couture. The 2 sides of the avenue are occupied with rows of beautiful flagship stores of high fashion designers such as Dior, Celine, Bottega Veneta. Vintage shopping in Paris is like uncovering hidden treasures. One of my newly discovered online platforms to shop for vintage handbags in Paris is Bottega. Based in France, Bottega offers a meticulously curated selection of timeless and classic handbags. I got my very first vintage Chanel classic flap from Bottega. What sets this online store apart is not just its virtual presence, but the existence of a physical office. What's even better is that they offer an option to pick up your purchase at their office location. So if you're like me, who stayed in an Airbnb, or you simply wouldn't trust to have the package left unattended in front of your door, or didn't know how the mail delivery situation works in your building, you'd appreciate being able to pick up your luxury item at their office. Another great thing about Bottega is their generous return policy. You can change your mind up to 14 days after receiving your order. If you're into shopping for pre-loved handbags online, you know it's very rare for a second-hand seller to offer a return window. A lot of the time, the purchases are final and not returnable. And the fact that Bottega has a physical office in the center of the city makes the return even more accessible. It was my first time shopping with Bottega, and the experience was great. Their selections are really good for the classic bag, especially if you're looking for a Chanel classic. So I placed my order, and it happened at the time that they were also running a 10% off site swipe promotion during my visit to the city. So on a day that I scheduled to pick up my bag. The experience was nothing short of exceptional. The assistant led me to a private room where I had the leisure to scrutinize every detail of the bag. This classic flat was crafted in 1989 and it was listed as great condition on their website. So upon examination, I can see there was minor wear and tear at the bottom corners and a single frayed thread. However, the bag retained its original shape and structure. So I have the bag here with me and I wanted to show you real quick how it looks like. The leather radiates a timeless sheen. Look at this. Also, the gold hardware remained luster. This is the strap here, and this is a close-up of the buckle. I don't know if you can see it. It even came with Chanel authenticity card, and Bottega also provide their own version of authenticity certificate. When shopping in Paris, make sure you take advantage of the value-added tax or VAT refund scheme. Many luxury stores offer VAT refunds for purchases made in-store that are more than €100. When you go shopping, make sure you bring your physical passport and give it to the cashier so he or she can prepare the tax refund claim for you. Now, each store has its own preferred tax refund agency that they work with. The two common agencies I saw were Global Blue and Planet Payment. When you shop at a boutique store, all you have to do is show your passport to the cashier and they'll handle the tax refund form for you. This is what the tax refund form looks like. The tax refund process at department store is similar but a little bit different, where you are the one who has to self-prepare your tax refund form. So you first collect all of the purchase receipts that sum up to more than €100, regardless if they are from different stalls, as long as the purchases were made inside the mall. You then proceed to the designated area for tax refund preparation. You see they have the self-service kiosk directly inside the department store. This is where you scan your purchase receipts, choose your refund method, and print the claim form using the kiosk machine. The screen instructions are very straightforward. There are also helpers at the kiosk to assist you with the process, so you don't have to worry about messing it up. For simplicity, I chose to have the tax refunds deposited in my credit card. One important thing to keep in mind is that you must validate your tax refund forms at the last EU country. So if you were like me, going from France to Switzerland, make sure you validate your forms in France on your departure day. This is very important because I read stories that people bought stuff in Paris and had the tax refund process in Zurich later on, but they got denied because it was bought in an EU country and Switzerland is not one. In addition, I suggest having the forms validated at the airport because you know for sure there will always be custom officers and self-service popular machines to validate your forms. If you must travel on other forms of transportation, such as the train, make sure you study beforehand if they have the authority or technology on site to process your forms. When you're at the airport, it was Charles de Gaulle Airport in my case. Before you check in your luggage, follow the DTAX sign, DETAXE, for the custom room. Scan all your tax refund forms using the self-service machines in the custom room, and make sure you organize all the forms and have them handily available to make the process easier and quicker. I stored all of my purchases in the carry-on luggage in case the custom officer asked me to show them the items, but no one did, so that was nice. I submitted 4 forms in total, 2 under Global Blue and 2 under Planet Payment. All you have to do is scan the tax refund forms using the popular kiosk machines and confirm your information. I would take a picture of the confirmation screen just to be on the safe side. Global Blue refunds took me 5 days to 3 weeks, whereas Planet Payment took its sweet time at 8 weeks to 4 months just to show on my credit card. Overall, I saved quite a bit on my luxury purchases. For example, for the Bottega Veneta mini Jodie, the price at the store was €2,200, which is about $2,348.28. And then I received $257 in VAT refund. So at the end, I bought this for $2,090 versus if I pay in the US, it would be $2,650 plus tax. So we're looking at 37% savings here. I also bought the Hermes belt buckle and the 24mm belt strap for a total of €600. The VAT refund was $58.74, resulting in a net purchase of $581.7 versus if I bought it in the US, it would be $725 plus tax. So I'm looking at 35% saving. One of the questions that I wanted to know before the trip, and also now my friends who going are asking me, is how the custom would be when you returning to the US. So I just want to share my experience of coming back and a little bit of drama if you're interested into that. So upon our return to the US, the customs process was surprisingly swift. There's no inquiries about our European purchases and no need for declarations. So that was really nice. Though I do hear stories of people who got stopped by the custom officer and they were made to pay taxes on the luxury purchases, but that didn't happen in my case. So maybe I got lucky, I don't know. Now allow me to share a bit of the luggage saga I encountered. Our flight back traced from Zurich to Houston with a layover in London. The aircraft from Zurich to London was a small plan. So as I boarded the Zurich flight to London, the airline agents mandated everyone with standard size carry-ons to check them in, and this is at the boarding gate. Only those with the small European-sized carry-ons were permitted to keep them. I finally made it back to Houston safe and sound. I then proceeded through customs and headed straight to the baggage area, only to face my worst nightmare. 2 of my bags failed to make the journey, including the carry-on with all the valuable stuff. Horrified and furious, I engaged with United Baggage Claim personnel who informed me that the missing bags were stranded at London Heathrow due to what they call weight balance issues, a euphemism for leaving luggage behind to optimize passenger carriage. They said that a lot of the time, the airline has to make a decision to whether leave behind luggage or they have to leave behind passengers. I was so disappointed and angry, but despite all of that negative emotions, I refrained from arguing and focused on urging them to expedite the return of my bags. Fortunately, I had Apple AirTags on all my luggage, so I was able to track the locations in real time, and that tremendously alleviated my anxiety. The United personnel assured me that my bags would be on the first morning flight and promptly delivered to my doorstep. Thankfully, the following day saw the safe return of my 2 bags, their contents miraculously intact. So, 2 big lessons from this experience: opt for European-sized carry-on when traveling to Europe, and equip all of your luggage with AirTags or similar tracking device. At the end, it was a delightful journey to explore the enchanting streets of Paris and indulge in some luxury shopping. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I relished sharing it with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Until next time, stay stylish and stay with grace.